All right, this is continued. I think this is video 3 for 1.01 algebraic expressions. And today we are going to start off talking about the order of operations. You've been interacting with the order of operations for a while, but they're going to be important in our work in algebra in a new way. So I want to review order of operations. But first, let's just remind ourselves and write down. You should be taking notes on all of this, of course, because it is going to be so important that you understand it and have access to remembering it in a new way because you took those notes. The order of operations, the order in which mathematical operations and you could just write math if you wanted to. I will use some shorthand in my notes. Should be done. And even more than should, must be done, I think. Because if you don't do them in this way, then you're not doing math, you're doing something else. And they go like this. They go parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. And we say PEMDAS. So it's parentheses, exponents, multiplication, and division, and you do those together from left to right. After that, then you do addition and subtraction, also together from left to right, and that's what that arrow means. So that's the way that we do the order of operations, and you can feel like, oh yeah, that all makes sense, but then again, once you start doing the dance, you need to make sure that you can do each of these moves individually on your own without stepping on someone's feet. So let's look at, if I can maybe leave those there for you in case you need to finish up writing those, sorry about that. Let's look at an example here. So we have 2 plus 4, and that's going to be in parentheses. And we say the quantity 2 plus 4, that's math speak, all right? And that quantity is being squared plus 4. And then I'm going to write multiplication as a little dot instead of an X because we're doing algebra now. And then minus 6 divided by 2. And so the first thing we do is we look over to our order of operations and we say, are there any parentheses? And I do see parentheses here, and they have a very important job of saying we are adding 2 and 4. So I'm going to start off here by just highlighting this 2 and 4 with blue, and then I'm going to make it clear that the 2 plus 4 is 6 with blue there. So that's the only thing I did in that step. I just have to rewrite the rest of the problem. Now I look back over here and I say, are there any more parentheses? Well, we have some parentheses, but it's just a number inside the parentheses. So our parentheses are done. So we're done with parentheses, and we ask, are there any exponents? And here is an exponent right here. Exponents are powers. So the power, we're squaring the number 6. So here I'm going to take this, I'm going to highlight that in red, and I'm going to say, all right, well, 6 squared, that is 6 multiplied by itself, is 36. And then we have plus 4 times 8 minus 6 divided by 2. All right, so there are no more parentheses. There are no more exponents. So now we look at multiplication and division from left to right. And here's a multiplication, here's a division. This is the first one from left to right, so that's the one we do first. All right, so I'm going to do that in orange. 4 times 8, well, let's see if I remember right. Well, we have that 36. 4 times 8 is 32. You can use a calculator for all of this stuff. It's absolutely okay. And that. So now we say, all right, well, is there any more multiplication or division? Because we already said there's no parentheses, no exponents. We still have this division right here. So that's going to be the next step in our process. 6 divided by 2 is, rewrite everything, 6 divided by 2 is 3. And now we look and we say, all right, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division are done. Now we do addition and subtraction from left to right. So here we add first. So let me see if I can find another color that we haven't used yet. 36 plus 32 is going to be 68. Then we still have minus 3. And we don't have any more parentheses, no exponents, no multiplication, division. All we have left is one subtraction right there. So let's see, I think I haven't used pink yet. So 68 minus 3 is going to be 65, and that's our answer. And really, if I want to be careful, I should say this one equals the previous one all the way down. That's probably a good way to record that. Are there any questions on using the order of operations for that example? Yeah, sure, absolutely. So would you like me to talk about this particular problem or just give another example? Yeah. Let me do this one then. Yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm going to go over this example and talk about why we do each step in the order that we do it in. So we have this original expression, and we look for parentheses first, and we have a set of parentheses right here. Inside the parentheses, we have 2 plus 4. So really, inside parentheses, we need to do the order of operations. If there was more than one thing, we would look for more parentheses. Since there aren't any parentheses inside the parentheses, we don't have to do it. There are no exponents inside the parentheses, no multiplication or division inside parentheses. We just have addition and subtraction from left to right. 2 plus 4 is 6. So that's something I didn't make clear. We have to do parentheses inside of parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication. So the whole PEMDAS inside parentheses. 2 plus 4 is 6. That's our first step, and that's all we've done. Now we're looking at this step, and we say, is there anything left to do inside the parentheses? Nope, just a number. So we're not going to do, there's nothing left to do with parentheses. Next, we look for exponents. And here we do have a power of 2. So there are no other exponents or powers in that particular expression. So we just do 6 squared. And so 6 squared is 36. Everything else is the same in that next step. Nothing else changes. So now we're here. Square means multiplying this is called the base. And we multiply the base by itself. So in a calculator, you could do 6 times 6. Also, if you have an iPhone or a smartphone of any kind, an iPhone doesn't have a squaring button on it, but if you turn your calculator to the side, you actually have other buttons, and the square is in the second column, second row if you have an iPhone. I don't know about on another device on Android, but I'm sure it has a squaring feature. Does that answer your question? Squaring means multiplying the base by itself. So 6 times 6 is 36. And if this was a 3, then it would be 6 times 6 times 6. All right. So now we're on this step, and we ask, all right, there are no parentheses. There are no exponents. Is there any multiplication or division? From left to right, yes, we have multiplication here and division there. From left to right means we do this first. So 4 times 8 is 32. Now we're on this step. No parentheses, no exponents. Any more multiplication or division? Yep, right here. 6 divided by 2 is 3. All right, now we're on this step. No parentheses, no exponents, no multiplication or division. Addition and subtraction from left to right, yes. We have 36 plus 32 is 68. Now on this step, no parentheses, no exponents, no multiplication or division, just one subtraction, and we have 65. How's that? Better? Good, good. All right.